Max, thank you for your time.
Hi, Thomas.
First of all, how are you?
Oh, good, thank you. What about you?
Yeah, good, good. Busy as usual, as we discussed before.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for your time. I know you are busy as well. Uh, and for the people that are gonna see basically the video, would like to let us know about yourself, your background, what are you doing, who you are.
Mhm. First of all, thank you for having me here. It's an honor. My name is Max Prodan. I am HRD for a company called Amelia, which actually mainly located in Greece. Um, I would say that it's quite an interesting story because I'm originally from Ukraine. I'm Ukrainian, located in Poland, and work for Greek company. So in HR, I believe I'm around 15 years. And out of those 15 years, around 5.5 years, I'm in IT sector.
Okay.
So I have marked all necessary steps from assistant recruiter to HRD. So everything as it should be.
Complicated. You said that you're from Ukraine and now you're based in Poland, working in Greek market as well. That's interesting. Uh, okay. And you started as a recruiter, you said, right?
Actually, as even as assistant, it was a timekeeper.
Okay. Okay.
I've been marking time of people who
And
been
what
working
is like
on
your
the construction
experience about
site.
that as an assistant or something to find people, profiles and stuff? How was your experience?
At the time, I wasn't actually looking for people, but yeah, being a recruiter again, that was in absolutely different market. It was in non-profit, so I bet my career is quite interesting. So from
Okay.
non-profit to IT, but yeah, overall recruitment is for me is sales, to be honest, because you have to sell the company, you have to sell the client. So extremely interesting field, but you definitely you gotta love it. You either
Yeah.
love it or hate it. Like it's love hate situation.
Yeah, it's like a 360, as I call it, 360 relationship as well, because you have to like a business development and as you said, sell like everything to everyone.
Yeah.
uh, so it's like both sides. Anyway, let's talk basically why we're here is to discuss about the Greek market and the market in general abroad. Um, the most people I'm talking to is like people in Greece, um, DevOps and cloud people that I'm working the most, but also, principal, senior people, managers and stuff. That's why
Mhm.
I wanted to discuss with the HR people as well, like in a big companies, as Somalia that I know. I worked together before. And my first question, like I said, it's HR because you know the budget, the markets, you have a little experience from a Greek market as well. I would like to open like this subject and let me know the first like huge difference you see when you came in the Greek market. Is the budget, is like, the managers, how they looking for profiles, the people, whatever you think.
Mhm. Um, I would say the first thing I have noticed, which is different from the other markets that I've been working with, is since Greece is not as big country, mostly all the hires they are through referrals. Not all of those, obviously, and it's not. It doesn't mean that this is bad, but everybody know each other. It's a fact.
Mhm.
It's something that I have followed quite fast once I joined Amelia. Um, and if to compare to other countries, people expect to have processes like actually uh, they treat you by those processes that they see. It's absolutely different with Greece because you're coming because you know. So you do not judge by what you see from the, I mean, process wise. And definitely in terms of the budgets, working worldwide, budgets are different. So because we cannot ignore the local market, the local situation. So from another perspective, I would say that since a lot of companies are moving to remote setup, Greek market also begins much more competitive in terms of the salaries. That's something that I'm sure about, and obviously I'm talking about IT sector. Yeah, it's something that I can relate to. So I cannot say that I see a huge difference across Europe and Greece in terms of the salaries and in terms of the budget. So it's something that, but that has changed. I would say last 2 years, especially when AI boom has started, so it burst out. So a lot of companies has shifted quite a lot. Actually, they and we are also still shifting because it's just the beginning. It's actually what I want to say in terms of the budget. First of all, in terms of the hirings, the old world is absolutely decomposed, but the new one it hasn't appeared yet. So we're still, I mean, we as people, we're still getting used to the new reality. So a lot of crazy things are happening. Like what I noticed in Greece much more often, not so often like it was before, but still that some of the candidates they still believe in like 2-3 years ago when it was booming, salary is crazy, and then we have a lot of layoffs. We have a lot of layoffs all over the world. So and each country is actually affected by this. Yeah, when talking about Fortune 500 companies where they just bring out a lot of people to the market. So the I would say because the market is so competitive right now, so you're literally trying to realize. I think you know it better than I do. Because when you're looking for someone for the same role, you can have absolutely different salary expectations based on previous experience.
To be honest, basically, you said a lot of interesting things, but I would like to keep firstly the remote because I know the company that you're head of HR is like working fully remote, and I know basically the difference in the interviews when the hiring manager do like the technical interview and then the HR do like the interview for the personality. And I would like to ask you like how difficult it is for you to find trust in some people to say, okay, I'm gonna pass this guy. I trust him because he's gonna work like fully remote from home. Like, what's the question basically that make like to believe in this guy? Like you said, okay, I trust him. As an HR, okay, because I know the technical interview is different, but the HR, every time I talk with HR people, they said, yeah, I have to see him as well. I have to see him most of the times. The HR would like to be in the interviews.
Obviously, recruiter should be in the interview, but what recruiter does, he or she assess actually soft skills. Yeah, because obviously they cannot assess the technical skills. But yeah, working remotely, I think if that's not something you get used to in terms of hiring people, it may be a bit complicated in the very beginning. But overall, for me, this is from the beginning. Actually, when we advertise that we are full remote, then we have a number of questions where you can assess the personality itself.
Okay.
So this is starts directly from this. Also, when hiring remotely, you cannot neglect background checks. You cannot neglect different things to check before actually hiring. What is complicated when hiring remotely is actually to be sure that you're talking and hiring the person you've been talking to. I can tell you right like 10 minutes ago, my recruiter has sent me an conversation that she being interviewing person from Finland
Okay.
with perfect CV, and luckily she knows Finnish, so she asked to say something in Finnish, and the person just disappeared. So drop off the call.
Amazing.
That's why, particularly for me, it's important to have really strong recruiters who can identify those people in the very beginning, so who can see those red flags. Also, when we talking about recruitment process itself, it should be extremely structured, because otherwise there are a lot of fakes as a fact on the market right now. So the market is flooded. So it should be relatively, I hate this word, complicated, but not overcomplicated. So all the steps should actually allow you to identify imposter before the hiring
Yeah.
day. So, but overall, for me in particular, I don't see any huge difference between working in the office or remote, because if you do work, you would work at home. If you don't, you won't work from office.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Because in the end of the day, you can see the numbers and everything. That's absolutely fine. Through your career, I'm sure that you had like work on site, hybrid, remote, like all the all the different. And I would like to ask you, have you ever had like all these years a bad feedback from the candidate about the remote, like, hi Max, I would like to go in the office. This happened to you? Because I never had like, I'm 4 or 5 years right now, and I passed like from on-site, from hybrid, for remote, and I have people that they said, I love remote, but is it possible to go in the office once in a while? Like, have you had this kind of comments or feedback?
Obviously, yes, and many times I would say. Different situations for sure. Some just wanna. Uh, we had a case when a guy had a small kid. He couldn't work at home, which is understandable. Yeah.
Okay.
Some want to be to be with other people, so to be because they're social, so they cannot work in silo. They cannot work in silo sitting with their laptop at home. So definitely yes, especially if you've been working from the office all the time, it may be kind of tough because working from home, working remotely, you actually judge by results. You are not judged by the process, because it's tough to answer the question, what have you done? You cannot answer, I've been working. Yeah, because I've been working is not a result anymore.
Yeah.
So it also requires some mind shift. And what we do proud in Emil is we judge by the result. Now, process is not something that we. Process is important, but overall, if you bring results, you can work 1 hour per day.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. The last thing about the remote thing, and then we can say the subject. Um, I have like many feedback from people, like even CEOs or hiring managers, even like employees, candidates, that they said working from home is win-win situation because if I can work from home, I have like a win more time for me, personal time. I can do like my job like more like calm if it's possible, and also from the companies, uh, they can like have less expensive, not paying offices and everything. What do you think about that? Is it a win-win like situation for both sides?
I truly believe, yes, that this is a win-win situation. The only problem for employees themselves is to set boundaries where they should turn off the laptop and do nothing, because this is the biggest challenge to understand when should you stop.
Mm-hmm.
Because the boundaries between personal and work-related become thin sometime. So you literally don't understand when you start working and when you finish. So like you online 24/7,
Yeah.
first for work and then for something personal, but you get those pop-ups, emails, and so on, especially when we're talking about different time zones. So, but overall, yes, spending 2 hours driving to the office and from the office,
Especially in Athens.
especially in Athens, yes, that's crazy. Remote is beneficial, and I can tell you that those business owners who do not trust in remote or say that it's something that would harm their business, it's actually the trust issues. They don't have trust.
Mhm.
It's not about remote or not. It's about other species in this particular case.
Yeah, 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 makes sense. Okay, let's leave the subject. And I would like to go in something else. Except Greek market, like what other market do you work on?
Oh, 38 countries. So
Okay.
you name it.
Okay, so in general,
Whole
all over Europe, I understand, right?
not only Latam, Canada, United States, Australia, almost everywhere. Philippines, India.
Crazy. Okay, I would like to ask you about the backgrounds. And what I mean, because I used to work in UK, uh, and I have clients like, not only in Greece, abroad, in
Mhm.
Europe as well. Um, have you seen like, or have you noticed any difference in the backgrounds, like backgrounds in education, backgrounds as an experience, like in projects? Because I know, like, okay, uh, because I studied in Greece and also in UK, I know the background is different. Not in IT though. And that doesn't mean that's something bad for like in a country, but in general, like because in the end of conversation, I would like to go like what we're gonna change in the candidate, like the background, the experience, or whatever. So, like, yeah, my main question is, have you
Mhm.
noticed like a huge like background difference? Let's say in Greece and not only Greece in general, in Europe, in India, in I don't know.
Uh, there's definitely a difference, but I would say the difference is mostly connected to the volume of the market and number of companies, the level of those companies which are located in the market. Because when we're talking about Greece, obviously there is not so many companies, which is a million workable net company. When we're talking about the UK, definitely, you know it. There are a
Mhm.
lot of companies. So I would say when it comes to the market, the opportunity to gain experience in a highly developed, highly established, well-established companies, uh, that's what makes the difference. First of all,
Okay. I'm asking because a huge problem we have now in the Greek market, and I face every day, is that I have like companies, still of them, and there is their choice working on site or hybrid or even remote. Uh, but we have companies from abroad that comes to me and said, Thomas would like a Greek people, freelancers, and would like to pay like this kind of money. And I know that in Greece they can't find this kind of money even as freelancers. And when it comes to the opposite, I have people that they used to work in, let's say, UK companies or companies abroad, and I send them an email, would you like to work for this company in Greece, like as freelancers, stuff like that. They bring me the thing that I'm working from the company outside of Greece, and I have a different experience. I would like more money. I'm not like the same people as you can find like in the same years of experience in Greece. I have like more experience, different experience because I'm like in UK or something. Do you agree with that?
I do. I actually do because market is big. Market has become global. So if you have this opportunity to work for a company outside of your native country, you definitely would get different type of experience. So when we're talking about small markets and big markets, definitely you would gain different type of experience. It's actually one thing that people value, especially when talking about technical people. You know it on your own. They need something interesting, not only money.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely money is extremely important. But when the project is not interesting, when the product is not interesting, where is not something that you can tell your friends about and to be proud of, that makes a huge difference because I can tell you that people would be ready to work for less for something interesting, for an interesting project, rather than getting bored for more money, but for a short period of time.
Okay, so you agree that you have to see people like from another country if you want to relocate, to make them relocate basically, to have like different maybe benefits, I don't know. Um,
I would say different mentality and way of doing business. So that is a key. That is a key because when you meet big businesses which got a established system, you would change your mindset.
mhm.
You would change your mindset. You won't be. It would be extremely tough for you to work in startup after this. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean that you don't want to, but the reality, and I can tell you also based on my experience that uh, people from startups, from 100% startups, they talking about bureaucracy. People from well-established companies talking about startups. So that's a huge difference in mentality. So, but especially when you work for quite a long period of time in the one company, you forget about existing of other companies, and you're trying to compare, but all companies are different and people are also different. So
Yeah, makes sense.
yeah.
Okay. And also I would like basically to discuss a little bit about we said about remote, we said about the salaries and stuff like that. Let's say a company comes now to say to you that I'm gonna give you um, like double the budget you are now to work on site and bring people on site as well. Let's say, forget about the no, let's say you accept. It's what is the thing that you're gonna change? You have like the free to change. Let's say, okay, we have a really good budget for the positions, and the question is that I have many companies that they have like different benefits. Like let's say in UK, I had benefits for a chiropractor, for a doctors. for extremely different things that Greece, like insurance, tickets for supermarkets that they give in Greece and stuff like that. So, from your experience, let's not put the budget. What's like the best benefits you can add in an offer, even for someone not only on site, but I put this question, to have to put like, the level really high to put an IT guy to work on site.
I would repeat myself. If the project is interesting, people would be willing to come to the office. But most of especially technical people, they're looking for remote right now. So that would be absolutely unnecessary because for the business, it's going to be the way to limit itself. So you can give any benefits, you can give any bonuses, you can do whatever you want to, but you know that anything you provide works for maximum for 3 months. Then people get used to it. So if you're having pizza party, beer, whatever, you name it in the office, but you want to work from home, you wouldn't care about any benefits.
Okay, you said that. Because I have people working from home and they said, okay, I saw the offer. Do you know the benefits? Because the first thing is the insurance, especially for the people that have families. They're looking for insurance that makes sense. But in general, they're asking for benefits. And I'd like to ask you what is like the best benefit or the benefit that they ask you a lot if...
Insurance, medical insurance is the most common, obviously, because people, especially people with kids. If you're talking about benefits overall, not connected to working from office. So it's a lot of people, they truly want to have some educational budgets, participation in different events, so that's something that they do value. Also, what is important right now is a budget for using AI tools. That's something that people do value because, Sam, do they work? Remote work actually is also a benefit itself. So the possibility to work from home is additional benefit, especially when talking that if you have an office, but you allow people to work from home, that's a benefit.
Okay.
They are free to do whatever they want.
I never thought about that, to be honest. Okay.
Yeah, because actually you don't have to spend money to waste money on the gas, on I don't know, clothes, lunches, and so on. So if you just stop for a second and understand like the number of money you save only by working from home without being needed to commute every day. So you will be surprised.
Yeah, I never thought about that, to say like the remote as benefit. I'm always go back to a client if I don't know the answers. Like, do you have like any other benefit? No one said like the remote. So that's a good answer for me to use as well. Thank you.
Always welcome.
Okay. And like, because we're going to an end, I'd like to ask you as an HR, many companies, many clients, startup or like small companies that don't have HR, the like a junior IT, let's say, talk like direct to the manager or supervisor. That sometimes, from my experience, cause like many problems because an IT person that is like just a senior hiring manager or I don't know, they don't have like, not say the ability, I don't want to like sound as a bad word, but they don't have like the right level of communication of the HR guy to resolve any problem and stuff. So what's your message to the companies that they're not positive, let's say, not they don't have the budget to use HR, because I accept that. They don't have like the positive thought to have like HR people, because they say, I have the manager, I have the CEO or the director, we can talk direct to them. Because I have people that they said, I left from this company because I said my problem to my supervisor and nothing happened. I didn't have like anyone to discuss about my problem. So
I would say it's quite broad question because it depends on how you define HR. In when we're talking about Greece, what surprised me from in the very beginning that HR been equal payroll. So the meaning of HR it's actually been absolutely different from my perception, and that's what I've been struggling for. Where I would say about how I see HR and how it should act, because as a fact, HR in charge of the most precious active of the company people. So if an owner or CEO can take care of this resource, the precious resource, by himself, that's fine. But it usually stops at 15 plus people. Because without a system, you cannot scale. In order to build a system, you need someone who will be fully dedicated to this. So if the goal of the business is scalability, if they want to expand, they definitely would end up with HR. But again, the definition of HR is absolutely different because HR for me it's a business enablement. So it's not about having hearty conversations. It's more support to the business because actually there is also managers who should manage people and who should help. But definitely that doesn't mean that HR should ignore everyone. No, I'm not saying this by any means, but it like this it was in Ukraine before the war. I can tell you where we had happiness managers. So people who've been making everybody happy. But that was a crazy market. Salary has been skyrocketing daily, so you just go out of the market and you will be dropped and with a double of you had yesterday. Yeah, and that was not normal, but that was understandable.
okay.
So, do you want HR or babysitter?
Yeah, that's the thing, basic. That's why I'm asking this question because you're the first like people in my podcast for the HR, and I know like people in Greece, most of them have like HR like someone just for payslips and nothing else. But I know like HR is people that they're both sides, try to have like both sides happy and
Yes,
communicate
yes.
and yeah. Okay, awesome. My last question is like if you're able basically to change something in HR in Greece, just for Greece, or like to give a message to the companies that they're working with HR or whatever. Uh, what do you wanted like to change the most?
I would say that HR is a part of the business, and it's not just a payroll. So I see it's changing. So it's changing slightly in Greece as well, but not yet, not there. So HR is enablement, and that's important function.
Mhm.
That's really important function. So, but at first we need to change a point of view from payroll to enablement, which is
Change of
tough.
point of view. This is what I believe, change of point of view. Because companies they don't have HR, even for me, that like I'm an agency, a company that you cooperate to find people, let's say. If companies that don't have HR, it's like difficult to communicate sometimes, even for feedback or everything. So I agree with you. Also, that's for me. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
your time. We keep in touch.
Definitely.
And when you like back to Greece, we can have a coffee or something.
July.
Awesome. So see you soon
Yeah.
and stay
Thank you very
safe.
much. Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye.